Order of operations tells us which way to perform mathematical operations when we're evaluating a mathematical expression. One way to remember the order of operations is using PEMDAS, P-E-M-D-A-S. The P stands for parentheses. So the first thing that you're going to do with order of operation is compute what's inside parentheses. The E is going to stand for exponents. So the second thing to do in the order of operations is to look for exponents and evaluate them. The third thing, which actually combines the next two letters, is to perform all the multiplication and division. The last step is to perform the addition and subtraction. Let's look at a couple examples. Now, to remind myself what to do, I'm going to write PEMDAS. And so first I'm going to look for any parentheses in part A. I don't see any parentheses, and so I'm going to move on to exponents. Again, I don't see any exponents, so I'll move on to multiplication and division. I have one multiplication operation, 4 times 5, which is going to give me 20. And so now I can rewrite this as 60 minus 20. Now 60 minus 20 is going to give us 40. And so our final answer is 40. Let's go through the order of operations on the second one. We don't have any parentheses or exponents again, so we'll move straight to multiplication and division. Now we have two places where we have multiplication or division, and we'll compute those left to right. So we have 32 divided by 4, which is going to give us 8. And then we have 3 times 6, which gives us 18. And then we have the minus 9 on the end. So we have 8 plus 18 minus 9. So now we'll move on to addition and subtraction, and we'll do this left to right. So we have 8 plus 18, which is 26, minus 9, which is going to give us a total of 17. Let's look at another example. Let's follow the order of operations using PEMDAS. So the first thing to do is look for parentheses. Now, when you have square brackets like these, you're going to treat these as an outer set of parentheses. Sometimes we use square brackets to keep track of our parentheses. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to move inside this first set of parentheses, and this is what we're going to compute first. Now within that first set of parentheses, we have another set of parentheses. And so we'll move inside of that set of parentheses and evaluate what's inside of there using order of operations. So what we have there is 2 plus 4, which is going to give us 6. So the rest of this looks like 3 times that, and then we have 8. And all of this is divided by 2. So I just took and did that first addition. Okay, so now I'm inside of the only set of parentheses that I have left, and I'm going to compute what's in there using order of operations. So the first thing to do there is going to be to multiply. Okay, so we're going to be left with 8 plus, when we do this multiplication, we'll have 18, and then all of that is going to be divided by 2. Okay, we still have parentheses, so we're still going to work inside that set of parentheses, and so we're going to get 8 plus 18, which is 26. And then our final operation is to divide 26 by 2, which is going to give us 13. Here's another example. Let's use PEMDAS again. So our order of operations. We have a set of parentheses, and so that's our first thing to do. Inside that set of parentheses, we have 9 minus 7, which is going to give us 2. So we have 2 to the third power times 6. Next, we move on to exponents. We have that exponent of 3, 2 to the third power. Let's do a little side computation. That's 2 times 2 times 2, which is going to be 4 times 2, which is 8. And so we'll put 8 times 6. Now 8 times 6, that's going to be 48. And so our final answer is 48. Here's a self-check. Remember that on a self-check, you're going to try to work this out on your own first. So pause the video and then come back after you've given it a try. I'm going to move on, assuming that you've paused the video and tried it. We're going to use PEMDAS, or order of operations. So we look for parentheses first. Now we see this set of parentheses, so we're going to move inside of that set of parentheses and use order of operations inside the parentheses. So inside that set of parentheses, we have the exponent of 3 squared. So that we're going to take that and evaluate it to get 9. Remember, 3 squared, or 3 to the second power, is 3 times 3. And now our second step inside the set of parentheses is going to multiply and divide. So we have 2 places where we multiply. So we're going to get 36, that's 9 times 4, minus 2 times 3, which is 26. Okay, we still have our set of parentheses, and so we're going to compute what we have inside of there. The last thing to do in there is add or subtract. So we have this subtraction, 36 minus 26. So we're going to have 60 times 10, or 6 times 10, which will give us 60. And so our final answer is 60.